Apparently, I'm not streaming. Ah! Hi. Um, I was up late last night, so I may be quiet instead of actually talking. In this case, I was paying a little bit of attention to a video that was that is playing on YouTube. It's cute, and it's a little orange kitten becomes a Christmas elf. Because I thought the live stream that I picked on might go longer than it did, but it didn't. Oh well. So anyway, me and my husband were playing GTA last night. And then friends got on, and instead of, everybody talking and everybody being heard, I got ignored. Um, but by then it was like 11:30 or something like that. So I was trying to find the animals to photo them. We'd already done some of the stuff that we wanted to do. Um, we'd already done some of the stuff that we wanted to do. And it was a case of anger management. Like instead of doing it out in the real world, do it in a video game. Because my program was being stupid. Like instead of Sean saying, um, his answer was okay. So his answer was no. Oh, I am not watching that. Well, that didn't work. Basically, I'm trying to get to the home page so I can click on. There. I did it. Never mind. I was trying to get to the homepage um, of YouTube and failing miserably. So I could get Pop's Disney Adventures on, because uh, his streams are usually long enough that I can go and stream my thing and still have more Pop's Disney Adventures video left over. Um, Sometimes he ends earlier than I do, though. So, anyway, we found out it was like 11:30, and he's like, well, we should go to bed. We should go to bed, and, we didn't. We stayed up until like 12:30. That's when we finally went, started to go to bed. But I was like so upset that I'd been ignored by everybody in the chat, including my husband at one point, um, that he didn't ignore me as much as he usually does. So, but anyway, I was so upset that we went up and I was telling him I didn't appreciate being ignored, and yeah, so we ended up staying up a lot longer until like 1:30, and then I finally came back down here and I worked on my story until like about, I don't think it was quite all the way to 2:30, but about that. So I'm actually tired, but I don't mind talking to other people on the chat. It's just when I'm trying to ask a question or I made a comment on what somebody said and nobody says anything back. Although sometimes when you're talking in a big group, say there's 5 people in the chat, and I don't know how many we had. Okay, wait a minute. We have my husband and me, so that's 2. Foggy and his son, so that's 4. And eventually, and at one point we had 2 other kids, so that's 6. But then they left and were eventually replaced with Cideran 1 and Squibs. So yeah, so like 6 people in the chat, and when you have 6 people in the chat, sometimes one of those voices, it's kind of like you're putting all your toys in the toy box and the one falls out because there's no more room. So like, one of the voices ends up being softer than all the others. Although I still don't see how my voice could have been softer than all the others, because I am a pretty loud person. I don't like being ignored. Anyway, so we're going to talk about nicer things. So I did work on my story, like I said, until about 2:30. I got chapter 55 done, and I already got chapter 54 done. So, so now I'm working on chapter 56. Oh, I got 54 and 55 done. Anyway, so working on chapter 56, and it's pretty short. It's only got like 5 or 6 more pages left. So, so I can probably get that done today, except for that we gotta do a little bit of shopping. and we gotta go over to the Verizon store, and I don't know why we have to do that because we paid the phones off. So that means that they're no longer Verizon property at all whatsoever, and I really don't understand why we have to turn them in. If anybody can explain this to me, I would really appreciate it. I wanted to use it as a secondary camera phone. Like, so next year for the Nevada Day Parade, we could go out there and be armed with, what, 4 phones? But he's saying that we have to turn them in, and I don't understand why. I could understand why if we, still owed money on them. I don't get it. I don't know if I'm being a girl about this or what, but yeah, they're saying that we need to turn in the phones, and it's like that doesn't make a dime's bit of sense. We own them. Um, maybe we'll end up going there and find out that we don't have to. I don't know. I just know that I did not like their because we've got Verizon. Their idea of sending a modem so it doesn't arrive broken was to put one crinkled piece of paper in there and put it in a too big box. Yeah. So it's probably, in the truck slamming around, and yeah, and so if you ever get equipment that is acting like it's damaged, that may be the reason. Um, yeah, anyway, so so like I said, we gotta go shopping. I think I'm gonna try to get um a cup of ice cream from Costco out of the deal. After the day I had yesterday. Oh my goodness. Okay, so everything was going fine, and then all of a sudden it decided that all Sean needed to say the other guy had asked, "Are you going to wake up Ashley?" And he's like, "No." It's like no, Sean answered or something like that, and that's all I needed to say was no. Well, I ended up having to spell that Know. Um, and after that, I was trying to say the rubber bands. I don't know if that's exactly what you call them. I think I looked it up and that's what you do call them, but I don't actually know. But anyway, the rubber bands for the parachute, um, the things that keep the parachute in the bag until you pull the cord. Um, he's just trying to say that on the one on the there was 2 parachutes, one on a left seat and one on a right seat, and the one on the left seat was fine, and the one on the right seat, uh, the things were crossed. The we'll call them rubber bands because I'm not entirely sure what you call them, but the rubber bands were crossed, so um, so it would not open, even if you used the on not the American president, um, the one where Harrison Ford was president, um, Air Force One. On Air Force One, uh, they called it the lollipop or the reserve chute. Um, even when you even when you pulled that, it would not go. And um, anyway, he's trying to explain that to the guy that rescued them because they ended up landing on a cliff. A big gust of wind shoved them off into the ocean, and they got or Sean sees a fishing boat in the distance, and yeah, it wasn't really a fishing boat. It's like a fishing yacht. It's got like the kitchen down there, and probably room to store the fish and all that stuff. Anyway, it's not a very big boat, but it was big enough. Anyway, it's well, I don't think a whole lot of people saw that one, but in school we saw um videos uh from the PBS channel. Um, there was a group of people that were exploring the areas where the Mayans were, and there was another group or the same group but later uh, exploring where the Aztecs were. And I can't remember what, but it was kind of like their boat because they had like a spot where they could sit down and eat and stuff. But anyway, that's not important. So he's trying to explain that, and all he had to do was say the rubber bands. But I realized for some reason I had capitalized rubber, um, just R, but I had capitalized rubber. So I figured that was messing with its mind, but I didn't realize that until after I'd fixed it. So I just kept the capital R and had to spell the THUHH and put that and rubber together as a compound word. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he said the rubber bands. I was so mad. So we went on GTA. Yeah, so we went on GTA for a little while, and somehow I got that last chapter done before that was part of chapter 55. Um anyway, there was like a whole bunch of stupid stuff. And then, oh my goodness, the worst one, I mean after rubber bands, the worst one was, and I could fix this really easily, so I did. But the worst one after that was Alicia. For some reason, Alicia is spelled Alicia. I would not spell it that way. I would have spelled it Aleesha or CHA. Probably SA. Well, obviously, I spelled it SHA because that was the fix for it. Aleesha. But for some reason, before midnight, so on 11/29/25, she was saying, Alicia, she was saying, Alicia, no problem. No problem whatsoever. All of a sudden, after I realized that it was like 12:30, she's saying, Alicia. Now that's great if you're my nephew's sister. Not my niece, just my nephew's sister. But, um, okay, so the story on that one is my brother and his girlfriend, got together, gave kisses, and nephew Ashton was born. Then I don't know if she got remarried at that point, but, well, I know she got remarried at some point, but I don't know if, anyway, she got together with another guy, and, Alicia was born. And that's how it said, Alicia. It's not Alicia. It's not, and, and if it was going to be Alicia, I would have spelt it Alisha, but that's not how she spelled it. She spelled it Alicia. So, yeah. But anyway, so the stupid program started saying Alicia. And it's like, fine, whatever. I know how to fix that, But it's just that just because it passed into the next day, it went and started saying it wrong. And there's a whole entire chapter where Alicia is a key thing. So I'm going to have to go and change that for every single one if it's still doing that junk. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm complaining about that, but I can't complain to the company because they go and tell me, "Oh, that's not happening on our computers." And it's like, "Well, it's happening on mine." But so they came up with a solution that I should go and put everything that I'm trying to um everything that I'm trying to copy paste into Notebook instead of 365. Only there's a small problem with that. I haven't found Notebook on Windows 11. I just haven't. So, they're like, well, you need to download it or something because, that's the best thing to do. And it's like, well, okay, why would I do that? I would have to go and I would have to go down. I would have to go and take copy and paste it um out of 365 and put it into Notebook and then go and put it into the program, and it just seems like a big waste of time. Whatever. Okay, so this morning we did Ariel on Disneyland Adventures. We did her Princess Fancy Fair. And then when we go back, we're going to do Tiana. And then we might be able to go and I don't know where the other Duffy and Friends teddy bears are. I usually find them by accident. So that's one of those things that's just being uh that's just one of those things that's being there somewhere. When it happens, and if it doesn't um until later, then we'll get it later. Says it's 43 degrees outside and cloudy. I'm still hoping for snow. Um, well, it's like I want snow, but I don't want the ice underneath the snow. That's usually what the problem is that people find the ice and then that's when they crash and stuff. So it's like I want the snow, but until my husband has better brakes, I don't want the snow all at the same time. I don't know. Because we've got, they said, a broken open solenoid. Um, it's like open all the time instead of opening and closing. Like it's supposed to, and we can get the part off of Amazon, but then we gotta find somebody to go and put it in. My husband's not the best mechanic in the world, he says so himself. And, I don't know. But we're supposed to be able to get the part off of Amazon, and but it's from a third party person, so like say um like okay, because that's the only person that's popping into my head. For example, if President Trump had that part, he's selling it on Amazon, so you don't have the Amazon guarantee. Oh, I finally got my book. By the way. Anyway, so you don't have the Amazon guarantee. That could be a lemon part, or that could be the best part in the world. Now, if President Trump was really putting that truck part on Amazon to sell, I would hope, beyond hope, that he'd be a good man and, have a good part on there. And I seriously hope that whoever takes over as president, if for some reason President Trump is not able to serve the rest of his term, because they keep saying something about him ailing. I don't know how true that is. Because, the internet, they could say anything. I mean, they've got a cat looking like it's going to the North Pole to be a elf for Santa Claus, You didn't see as far as I know, you didn't see Santa Claus in there. You just saw the elves, but elves, elves. Anyway, that's all you saw was the elves, but and the cat. But you could have the internet say anything. It could even make, and I hope they don't, but they could even make President Trump look really, really sickly and saying, I give up, you know. So you never know. I don't think he would give up though. Um, I mean, like they've got uh I think they've got, like video proof of him saying, I'm going to stay in as long as I can. And not everybody has the same view that I do. That, like back in the 80s, I think it was, he lost all of his money. And I thought that was really weird because, he's like this rich guy. And then, like if he's, if he doesn't have money, then what's going to happen to him, kind of thing. Or what do you call him? Because before you call him, you know, Donald Trump the millionaire or the billionaire or whatever, and then he was just Donald Trump, the guy who lost all of his money. But then he got it all back. And he really did. He got it all back. And I hope it was for good, good things. I mean, good ways of getting his money back, but you never know. Um, anyway, I hope it was good ways to get his money back, not, malicious, steal it from other people kind of thing. But, he got it all back. So he had a business probably, and it didn't do as good as he expected it was going to. And then, look, it's raining. If it rained here, it would snow. Wouldn't stick, but it would snow. What we mean by wouldn't stick, because not everybody lives in snow country, means that it's not necessarily going to stay on the ground. Or if it does, it's going to melt fast. So it's not necessarily going to stick, but as soon as it snows, and I know this sounds really mean, but it's not. It's just a way to show her that you don't go out in winter. Because Bobby used to be really like, I want to go outside, I want to explore. She wants to see the outside world. Well, I am probably gonna, when I'm not so busy with my book, I will probably start taking her and the boys out for walks in the baby stroller, so they can see the outside world. And also, so I don't weigh 300 pounds. I don't weigh anything close to 300 pounds. I'm just saying that, we all need to get out and get some fresh air. I mean, it's pretty cold outside. Well, it's only 43, but, that's pretty cold. And, but we need to go out and, we need to go out and do that. And I keep saying I keep seeing a whole bunch of other people's cats, and they're like enjoying the outdoors. One of them likes to go. It's not really surfing because it's not on the ocean. They live like near what looks like a swamp, and it's definitely got alligators in it. But Flounder seems to think they're sharks. I don't know why she thinks they're sharks, but Flounder thinks they're sharks, and Flounder's a kitty cat. And I think they said her mom's name in one of the videos the other day, but I can't remember what it is. But Flounder's a kitty cat, and she loves Pocahontas, and she loves going outside and going for an explore. So, I think me and Bobby can do that until it starts snowing outside, because I will not go out if there's ice on the ground. Which, okay, so I got my book. I had ordered my first book, Pirate's Daughter, and I'm like, okay, there's like no way they can screw this up. It still says put it on the dryer. Did they put it on the dryer? No. Did they put it on the front step? Yes. The package got slightly dirty, which is okay because, it's what's inside the package that counts. I wasn't really upset that it was dirty. It's just that it says put it on the shed in the dryer because it has been raining. And she asked me at one point, was it raining today? And I'm like, no, but still, it could have been. It could have been snowing. It, my husband could have stepped on it with his big feet. But he had the day off. I conveniently did not tell them that. Um, a million different things could have happened, and that I don't know that they dropped it again. I'm not entirely sure because last time they dropped it from like waist high. It sounded like put it on the um, front porch, and who cares? And I don't appreciate that because books are very precious to me. I personally think that books ought to be precious to everybody, and you don't throw people's packages, regardless of your status on books being precious or not. If I can hear it from halfway across the house, that's not okay. I heard them last time. Um, but I don't know if that's what they did this time. I did hear a noise and it sounded like a thud, but if it would have been my book, I don't think it would have been that loud unless they threw it like a newspaper. Um, how it's always a paper boy for some reason. Um, and what do you call a paper boy if it's actually a girl? Like say Christy from Babysitter's Club. Maybe she got a job. Like what if she got a job as a newspaper deliverer, and she's doing the bicycle thing, delivering the newspaper. You don't call her paper boy. I don't know. Anyway, so I called them up, and I was mostly upset that my package wasn't damaged or anything, but I did put I did say they didn't listen to the instructions again. And if it takes if it takes me having to um, film with my husband's camera or something, with my husband's phone and send it to my phone somehow and put it on my YouTube, I will. But for some reason, the guy is not following instructions. It says put it on the dryer in the shed. And, as long as they don't steal anything, I'm fine with them going into the shed long enough to put it on the dryer. It's right there. There is no reason why not. And I put it to them this way: UPS could do it. UPS didn't even get asked to do it, and they did it. Nobody told UPS to put it on the dryer, but they put it on the dryer. So, I want to give a big shout out to the UPS deliverer the other day, delivery guy the other day. It was a guy, and it seemed very long, but I saw that it was a guy. Um, but yeah, I want to give a big shout out to him because he put it on the dryer, and I thought that was awesome. First of all, let's give credit where credit's due, and second of all, this time of year, I'm sure that the delivery people are feeling very underappreciated, and maybe he'll see this video and he'll be like, "You're welcome," or "Thanks for the praise," or you know. Anyway, I hope it'll put a smile on his face. That's all I'm hoping. But yeah, I put it to them plainly that that could have been a Christmas breakable again. This is the second time. I talked to a supervisor last time, and she assured me this wasn't going to happen again. Yeah. But okay, so this is the very last day of November, and I don't want this whole thing to be a complaints department. But I really don't have anything else going on in my I really don't have anything else going on in my life right now. You know, I just don't. But now that I've got all of the books, oh, I was slightly disappointed with my book cover on Pirate's Daughter because not enough of the bad guys showed up in uh, on the picture. But I think I should have known that. It's just too big of a picture, but it looks good because it looks good all at the same time because the one cover the not the one cover but the you can see that it's a girl and she's sleeping. Not a girl, but you know, uh I think she's 18 at the time. So an 18-year-old sleeping in it's supposed to be sleeping in her yacht, but I couldn't get the AI to do that exactly. So it looks more like she's on some other kind of ship, but whatever the deal is, um, it looks pretty good. Anyway, you can see that she's sleeping, and you can see that there's somebody looming over her. So, so it may not be exactly what I wanted, but it looks great still. And as soon as we have enough money to as soon as we have enough money to do it, we can go over to Walmart and um, get a canvas. That's what it is. A canvas, and put all 6 pictures on it, and then you know what I want to do is I want to take pictures of each book with their title and everything, and um, I actually like that with the brown. Watch. I think I like that. Only thing is I can't do it down here. Anyway, so I want to go and put them on a canvas, and then I can, wherever we go, like say we go up to Atlantis in Reno with it's got these really cool water fountain things that light up in different colors, and it's awesome. Um, anyway, like anywhere we go, I can go and say, hey, books make good Christmas presents. Books make good Easter presents. Books make good just because presents. Good birthday presents. This time of year, of course, it's Christmas presents. Um, I'm trying to sell the idea that it gets your people off the devices for a little while. If you get the, physical copies, and if you get um, if you get the ebook, it's not so great on getting people off their devices, but at least they'd be doing that instead of playing a mindless video game. And in my books at least, um, you might learn you might learn a little bit of something. Um, that's not the sole purpose of my book, um, but like in one of my books, you learn which side the appendix is on, according to GOOGLE. Um, in Lessons in Love, you learned that I don't know if they're called rubber bands, like I said, but I don't even remember where I got that idea. And is rubber bands a placeholder, or is it is it really what it's called? I have no idea, but I just know that the thing made me put the rubber bands as, I mean, the rubber as one word and spelled wrong, and the was spelled wrong at that. That was annoying. Um, no, that was like, raising my blood pressure annoying. Wow. He ended his stream too. Wow. Okay, so yesterday I think we had 28 houses left. I don't know how many that we've done. I don't know how many we've done today, but ah, I thought that was something inside the house, and then it ended up, no, it's on the video game. But anyway, if between today and tomorrow we can get this done, because tomorrow's Minecraft Monday, of course. Um, if we can get this done, then we could do the back porches. I mean, the back steps, because they're not porches. Um, anyway, we can get that done, and it would be great, I think. But yeah, it's like, okay, so the idea is like you go and take that and go to like a place where there's a waterfall, and it's a really pretty area, and um books make good Christmas presents, and it looks really nice, and you're inspired to buy the book because the pretty scenery. I have seen I've seen people do that before on TV commercials. I um or like I think it was, I know it was Michael J. Fox, but I think he was in a library in the one commercial. I think he was in a library, and he was kind of leaning against a bookshelf, or he was sitting. I don't know. I seem to remember he was sitting, but he was like leaning against something at the same time, and I want to say that foot was in a his foot was in the picture. I don't know, but anyway, I loved that poster and commercial. There we go. There was a time when they were like really trying to get people to buy books. And so they made a bunch of commercials and I loved them. You know, I was one of those kids that was always like, why are we making commercials for books? People ought to be buying them already, you know? But, we've kind of slipped away from that. It's video games and music anytime you want. And um, if you're lucky enough to find the thing that you want to watch on your streaming service, which I'm not, um, if you're lucky enough to be able to find that, um, watching your favorite TV show. Although, sometime today, I think I will watch Dancing with the Stars because I think I missed the newest episode. The one that I'm watching right now, Steve Irwin's son, I want to say Robert, is on Dancing with the Stars. And that guy from Pentatonics and the guy from New York Minute that played the um that played the lady that's parroting stuff, her number one son. um I want to say he's a comedian. um the lady who plays Topanga, I think her name was Daniela or Danielle, one of those two. Um, Anyway, I think she got eliminated, but she was a good dancer. Although I was kind of upset that she wasn't dancing, what just because you see them on a TV show together and they look like they're the perfect man and wife kind of thing, and see, it looks good over here, but then it looks good over here, but then you look at this part and you cannot put the stripes up and down like that. I don't know. Well, maybe I'll have a um change it moment. I don't know. Okay, so how many houses do we have left? One, two, three until the end of the street. Oh, that's awesome. We could finish that. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so we got 24. Wow. Well, we're supposed to stream until 11. Only problem is my husband's been making pancakes, and I think we ran out of the pancake mix. So there's one pancake left, and he said he gets it, and I kind of agree. But So I'm not upset, but it's like, well, what do I eat? Um, but he's probably gonna come up with, he doesn't always have time to do dishes, but he'll probably come up with a bowl so I can have cereal. Um, and then we'll go out. Um, then we'll go out shopping. Or as soon as I'm done with this, we'll go out shopping. I really don't want to wake him up, but we gotta go shopping. And one of the stores that we need to go to, I think is only open till like 5 o'clock, if that. I don't know. Yeah, because we have to go. Okay, so we have to go to Verizon. I know that um, Costco's at least open till 8. Well, it's Sunday, so maybe not that late. I don't know. I may have to wake him up. Um, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, so I really don't think I have to wake him up, but we do gotta go do some stuff. Um, he was saying that he needed food for lunches. It's like, well, I need cheese. We keep getting me the vegetable cheese because just in case or like, I can have regular cheese. Just, I'm kind of afraid that all of a sudden I'm gonna, like if I switch back to regular cheese, I'm afraid that I'm gonna have the problem of um of a traffic jam tummy again. So it's more of a mental thing than anything else, I think. Or better to be safe than sorry kind of thing. I don't know. But it's kind of expensive because you only get like 16 slices, if that, and it's, like $4 or whatever. I don't know, I think it's more than that. Because, any specialty food because you happen to have an allergy or have had an allergy in the past and are just being cautious, um, that's got to cost more. So, anyway, yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, so I did stay up hideously late, to just about 2:30 in the morning, and um, and I got that first page done because before that we were playing GTA because I was so frustrated. You know, yeah, because it was like it had just literally just. Let's see if we can find something. Okay, I'm confused. I had it on Pop's Disney Adventures, and it said that he was going to California Adventure, and then it just went off of it. Like he didn't stay there very long. And or maybe it's one of those things where it's members only. I keep getting gifted a membership. I don't actually know how to, you know, if I had money, I don't know how to buy a membership. But right now, I'm trying to get up enough money to buy my DLC. And I really don't want to wait until I usually get Christmas money from my parents. And I love that. But I don't want to be like going and having to use that for my DLC. Because one of the things I would like to buy is another sweater. I've got a navy blue one. I want to buy one in a different color. And they're very comfortable. I love them. And they're warm too. It's the kind of thing where, like, when the snow comes, I'll probably have to go and put something on underneath. But, um, but at the moment, it's warm enough. So when I go and buy another one before they don't have them anymore, and my husband doesn't quite understand that, because Walmart does this to us all the time. I see something that I really want, or in this case, really need, and because I like the pullover sweatshirts, but then, like, if you need to take it off while you're in the store, then you got to worry about um, it showing too much when you're taking it off, and it's a big hassle having to take it off and then put it back on again, and oh my goodness. But if you've got a zip up sweatshirt, jacket, then you just unzip it, take it off, and it's all good. And then you put it back on again and zip it back up. And when I'm out, I like to wear a hat because the hair on the top of my head just doesn't look great. Um, it started doing that when I was at Walmart, which is really weird. Um, and my supervisor at the time was suggesting that it's because I was using Suave. Well, now I'm using the Costco brand stuff, and it seems to be really good, but it's still not, a perfect. It's still not, still not perfect. So I go and wear a hat. So then, I wear the hat, and when I'm outside, I wear my sunglasses, and yeah, so it's just a big hassle when you have to have a pullover sweatshirt and you're trying to take it off, to be in the store, and then you gotta put it back on again. Oh, yeah. It's frustrating. Okay. I literally ran out of stuff to say. We got another 44 minutes. Oh, well, okay. Um, if you want to comment in the comments below, please tell me, how early you think how early is too early for watching Christmas movies? And how early is too early for saying Merry Christmas? Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Um, and if you do not celebrate Christmas, I'm not apologizing. I celebrate Christmas, and, that's what I'm going to say probably all of December. Um, okay, let's get this one done. And then we'll have these 3 done. And we just got 21 to go. 21. Oi. It just, I know that we're getting there. I know that we're getting there. We only had 9 sets of, 7 to put in. And I know we're getting there. It just doesn't feel like it. So, yeah. I started out saying I might be quiet today, and then I found stuff to talk about, but it seems to be all complaints today. Um, but okay, so I'm happy because we finally got up to the part where Sean and Alicia are talking sign language because she's deaf, and and she cannot read lips. So, they're using sign language to talk to each other. And, she thinks he's cute. Not handsome, but cute. And, she wants to go on a date with him. But there's something that's going to happen in the next few pages that's going to stop that off. Well, there's a few things, but one major thing. He was interested in going out on the date, but there's one major thing that's going to stop it. Um, anyway, after I get done here, I'm gonna watch what was it again? I made a list, so Garfield's Halloween, Home Alone, and the Elf Christmas episode called O Tannenbaum. Because I figured out, I don't know how this is going to work out, but I figured out that if I watch 3 a day starting the day after Thanksgiving, Christmas movies and TV shows, and I've got them all on the list. If I watch 3 a day, I think I have one or two left after Christmas Eve. So I'll probably end up watching them on Christmas Eve. And, it's stuff like TV shows like The Dukes of Hazzard, The Great Santa Claus Chase, and Yogi Bear, and A Christmas Story with Ralphie, and, all sorts of things. And I just love it. And I made me a list, and, nobody's trying to chat with me today. Of course, on the other hand, maybe all of the people that I usually that usually watch my content on Twitch are traveling for Thanksgiving. They got to wherever they were going for Thanksgiving, and then now they're traveling home. Only problem is that I've tried to watch Home Alone recently, and I fell asleep on it. It's one of those I've watched 100 million times. My brain doesn't want to go and try to hold on to it and see what happens next. 'Cause we know what happens next. And I just don't have to worry about it. Okay, so there was something I wanted to watch. the Minecraft movie with Jack Black and Jason Momoa. I wanted to watch that, but it's on HBO Plus or or anyway, the streaming HBO service. And my husband said that he um told them to take it back because he couldn't get into it, but I don't think that's the thing that he couldn't get into. Anyway, he said take it back cuz the thing is that they want to go and um they want to go and give us free services and let us be able to watch them, but they're all with commercials for one, and for two, um we don't need that kind of stuff. We don't watch it that often, and it's not because we don't have it. It's because there's really not that much stuff on there that we wanted to watch. But in this case, there was one thing I wanted to watch. And yeah, without even asking me, he told them to take it back. But like I said, there was only one thing I wanted to watch, so not a big deal. And we can go and get the DVD from Walmart, which might actually be on sale. I seriously doubt it, but it might be on sale for Black Friday right now. We can't afford it right now, though. We're still trying to catch up on mortgage and bills. It just really sucks when you don't have a job and your wife can't get a job because nobody wants to hire her. Um, and I think I'm not entirely sure, but I think all the stores have hired the holiday help that they're going to need for December, so. So the cool thing was that we got to do something on GTA yesterday that I wouldn't have gotten to do otherwise. If I would have been on my own, I couldn't have done it. But we got to a stopping point, unfortunately, because um, there's a thing that I don't think we can do on our own. We're gonna definitely need Squibs and Sid to help us. I don't know if we need both of them, but we probably do. Um, there. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And then we can go down the next street, which should be Street 7. Actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to do all the back steps and the electrical phone poles. I still don't know what you call them because he didn't know. Um, but yeah, TSMC hyphen Minecraft. He built the poles, and I'm like, oh, I've got to put that in my build. It'll make it look even better. I don't know if Ireland has that kind of thing. I didn't see any out in the. Um, I don't remember seeing them out in the country, but I think I remember seeing them in the city. So I don't know. But they got to have some kind of way to communicate, so I'm going to guess that they have something like that. Um, anyway, I was like trying to build, little pieces of the yeah. I was trying to build little pieces of Ireland and other parts of one of my books. Ashley has been kidnapped and she's being made to work in this one business, and um she's got their three well, they start out and she's still pregnant with them, and then they grow up to be 2 years old, and then during this sometime during this big trip that they're taking from somewhere on the far side of Russia near the ocean, somewhere over there. I mean, they're going from somewhere over there to Ireland where the mansion is. The mansion that's way over there. Um, they, they're trying to go there, but there's one little snag in the plan. There's bad guys chasing after them. But they're in a armored motorhome, and I figured armor wasn't gonna stop them. They can go as fast as the motorhome can go, and no problems. But they're sticking to the, whatever the speed limit is. So it's, kind of annoying because they're having to stick to whatever the speed limit is. And it's raining again. Anyway, if I can get this to where all we have to do is put in the 14 houses tomorrow and start doing the back steps, and that would be great. You trying to get those two out of the bedroom? So, Bobby always, sleeps on her cat tree. Where are they? He says, bring up paper towels. I'm like, where are they? I think we're out, but I don't know. They could be above the washer. I have no idea. Oh, I was seeing a commercial for a machine that seemed like it was really cool. 'Cause it said it did, it's one of those washer and dryer, combos. It's not it's not a stacked washer and dryer. It's just, you put it all in the top and it's supposed to wash your clothes and dry your clothes in 68 minutes. And I don't remember what brand it was. I'm so sorry about that. But anyway, it seemed really cool. I think I saw it, I'm pretty sure I saw it on the Murder She Wrote channel on Samsung TV Plus. Um, so maybe if you have the Murder She Wrote channel on your TV, that's all it plays all day long. So maybe if you have it on your TV, you'll be able to figure out which one I was talking about. I wanted to say it was a Samsung, but I don't know that I saw that it said Samsung. I just think I wanted it to be Samsung when I saw it. Um, so yeah, we have to go to the store and buy stuff like milk and um, milk and cheese. Although I'm still going for the vegetable based dairy. It's supposed to be dairy free, but I think it's got like not enough. If it's not totally vegetable based, I think it's got like enough dairy to taste like cheese, and that's about it. I used to not like the flavor. Uh, not like it, but it didn't. It wasn't my favorite, and I've gotten used to it. So. Ugh. Okay. Okay, so I gotta admit, this is not the most interesting job. that I could be doing. But as soon as we get it done, then we can start building other stuff like the next town over. Um, you know, like like the next town over and town itself. I didn't know how long I made the hotel, and I might make it up as I go along instead. Because I need to, the only problem is that the bottom floor has some rooms that are, the bottom floor has some rooms that are, I'll make sense in a minute. They're larger than the other rooms. But the other ones, the other floors, they don't have that. So it's like, what do you do? And like the third floor has a large has a large room, like you're like a banquet room. um it's got a large banquet room, and so I need to be able to put that in there too. And it's just, oh my goodness. Maybe I will make it to where the, like the end of the first floor needs to be a certain size, and, the, um, the one, the third floor of the hotel needs to be a certain size because, needs to be a certain size because of, that needs to be a certain, okay, the third floor is significant because in one of the stories, Sean gets banished from the house for doing something that he may or may not have done, and they don't, they don't know if it's him or not. And so they banish him to the hotel, but then they're like, well, we know that Sean has a tattoo, and the person that I saw didn't have a tattoo. So, it's one of those things. And, oh, you know what? Oh my gosh. I was gonna try, okay, so I was gonna try on the puzzle, and I never did. And I don't think I played puzzle yesterday, which is quite annoying because I had it, it's one of the Xbox achievements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, it's for the Xbox achievements, and I did not play a puzzle yesterday, so I'm going to be one day off. Anyway, so this is really cool. My husband had 4 days off for Thanksgiving, Wednesday and Thursday, and then, his regular, I mean, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and he kept saying 4 days off. That's five. No, maybe he had Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So he's gonna be like needing to go back to work tomorrow, and he's not gonna wanna. I mean, obviously he's going to, and I think he's having fun at work. Not the standing up on his feet all day, but the, you know, putting stuff on the shelf to make sure that it's there, and getting to talk to people. So you never enjoy the have to for work, but you enjoy talking to people, and what he's doing isn't so bad. It's actually a good job. I'd like to when I was doing it, but it's not for we weren't working for this company, but he is now. This company seems to be nice so far. Especially since for Thanksgiving they sent well, I don't know if it was for Thanksgiving, but anyway, they sent him an envelope um and it had chocolate in it. We've since eaten all of the chocolate, but you know, I, they were kind enough to send it. Is the thing that's amazing me. Okay, so I don't know how close we are. And I'm going to double check that as soon as we get up to the roof. Because I've got 10 minutes left. I don't think we're getting um, totally done with this section of houses. Anyway, I had to put the houses, or my original idea was to put the, not the houses, to put the Christmas movies in alphabetical order, but A Mom for Christmas was in there, and like just before Home Alone, I think. No, it would have been after Home Alone, Mom for Christmas. Oh, and I put it in as a Home Alone because, there's five of them, and I didn't want to be playing Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, Home Alone 3, Home Alone 4, Home Alone 5. So, like, one of them's A Home Alone, and I think another one's C Home Alone, and, just, I fit them in there wherever I could, and made sure that they weren't going to be, one right after another. So, yeah. But yeah, we're gonna end up watching Garfield's Christmas and Home Alone, and then, like I said, the Elf Christmas episode. And I think that's another one that I ended up putting in um, a certain, a certain way, so I could have it um, correct, because it's like an Elf Christmas special or something like that. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, I've got them all in a list, and um, I'll be watching them sometime today. This year, I'm determined to not get myself overwhelmed with Christmas movies, because we have so many of them. We have 84. I'll only watch 83. Um, I might watch A Mom for Christmas, but I don't know if I'm going to. Because even though I like the movie, I can't help thinking Mama is in heaven and she's not here with us. Yeah. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left in the. Oh my gosh. 5 left in the whole entire street. Oh my goodness. That's going to take a while. So, I write books, and they are available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook. There will be 6 links in the description below. Just pick a link and it'll take you to one of my books. It goes directly to Amazon. It does not stop at any bad websites or paywall things, just Amazon. And, oh, okay. Anyway, it doesn't stop at anything bad. It just goes straight to Amazon and, pick a book and it'll take you straight there. And those 6 links will be in the description below, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. And, well, I've got to fix that for one of my videos from yesterday. It might be for all my videos from yesterday, but I think I can fix that pretty easily today. So I ended up making the anger management one because because my program was making me mad. So, it's like a bonus. Anyway, my books are The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 1, Pirate's Daughter, The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 2, Misfortune, The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 3, Hard Times, The Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 4. No. That'll be coming eventually, but it'll be Finding Love. That will be coming probably next year. Sometimes sometimes I have a hard time focusing, but, that one will be coming out next year, 2026. I don't like giving myself deadlines. That's why I'm having such a hard time with this. But yeah, I'm going to try to get that one out 2026. Yeah, maybe it'll be available in time for Christmas. You never know. Anyway, and then, the Rolling Sea Traitor Book 1, Esperanza's Party, the Rolling Sea Traitor Book 2, The Island, and I am desperately trying to get, the Rolling Sea Traitor Book 3, Lessons in Love, done so I can publish it too. And we're trying a new book size. And if it works, if I can A, make the book that size, and B, it works, then I will be very happy. And maybe it'll cut down the costs and I'll get a little bit more money from each book. I'm only hoping for $5 from each book, and I think I get a little bit more, like 5 and some change. And I was like really hoping that advertising it as I do, that 1 million people would buy my books, and so far it hasn't happened, but still can. Anyway, and if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat, and if you're watching me on, I almost said Amazon, oh my gosh. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and please get those valid public watch hours up. We're still in the 1,500 mark for valid public watch hours, and I don't know why. I guess that's repeat customers, maybe. I don't know. I do not understand valid public watch hours, but we still need to get them up. Or watch the short videos that I have. YouTube calls them shorts, but every time that I think of, watch my shorts, I'm thinking, you know, the short pants that people wear, you know, actual shorts. So, you know, I'm an author. I've got to think of these things when I'm saying stuff. So, um, that's something that happened yesterday. He said he's got to check on Ashley, but I never actually had him go check on Ashley. So now, um, oh, at that part of the story, she's going back and forth between Ashley and Robin. Um, she's got, when she's angry or stressed, she has a dual personality. Um, oh, hold on. Hello?
Hello,
Hello?
are you there?
No, I'm on Mars. Obvi- obviously, obviously I'm there. And they were using the golden nugget in Minden's number. Um, I'm about to see if we can. I'm about to see if we can, you know, go to these businesses and go, hey, look, somebody is using your number to scam people, and, maybe we can nail these people to the wall, as they say. Get them in trouble for it. Okay, we're just finishing this house, and then we'll leave the rest of it for tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. Actually, I think it did help, but I'm not entirely sure GTA helped yesterday. Oh, I don't know if I told you guys, but, I mean, y'all. See, I don't want to say guys because there's female people who watch my stream too, and there's people who don't identify and I think are nuts, but anyway, whatever the deal is. Um, because I feel like God didn't make any mistakes. You're either a guy or a girl. It's just the way it is. But, anyway, we're gonna go off that subject. Um, what was I talking about? I mean, what was I thinking about? Oh, yeah, we went to Costco like last weekend, I think it was. And, um, might have even been Wednesday. Anyway, we went to Costco recently, and they've got, they had a ton of people at the thing, and I know for a fact that we got up there and I told her we need one of those hot dogs without a bun on a plate. and she was like, and, made sure it happened, but, she definitely went, like, first. Like, she was all upset about it. And it's like, I get it. I'm not the cookie cutter customer who can eat your bun and have no problems. For some reason, their bun gives me stomach problems, and I don't know why. No idea. Makes no sense. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 to the end. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 to try to get through tomorrow. A It might be one of those things where, we start out at 8 o'clock, hopefully. I was late. I was totally late today. Oh, yeah, I was late. Um, anyway, I was late today. So, technically I should go for like another 45 minutes. But I'm hungry. So we are stopping. If I get on here a little bit later, then yay, bonus. Um, so we got, what did I say, 18? Yeah. Anyway, I will see you in the next stream or video.